Right, Shalom, first and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rachach that belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone. And greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopeful elect, Shalom unto you. All right, quick video here, really quick. Just want to highlight, it's June, all right, and so we know what that means, and not in the Nathaniel way of IUIC, but in the way of Pride Month, okay? And so just want to highlight a few things that the Bible speaks of concerning this. Now, and it dawned on me as I was looking at an older article. This is from April, right? It said, once the West Coast crown jewel, San Francisco's real estate market is crashing. Okay, and this is indicative of America. We know during the Obama administration, he exalted pride. Okay, even donning the White House, with its white platform with multicolored. You got to be coded when you say certain things. But it says, and that's just the basic thing. I read this, and it's about the financial collapse. It's about the homelessness and all these other things that's going on. Okay, people are afraid to go there and shop. One of the shopping capitals of the world is now collapsing. Well, you've backed pride, man, and I have to say it this way, but you've backed pride. Okay, you was known as one of the top pride cities in America. Okay, I mean early on there was an understanding early on. Okay, and the scriptures are gonna say a certain thing, but let me add in a couple of other pieces to this before I hit the few precepts. All right. Peru classifies it as mentally ill. You can read for yourself. Okay. As mentally ill. All right. You can see. Okay. Like I said, I can't really read it or speak on it, but you can see it for yourself. Also, all right. Here you go. So this shows you just how this how do I say it? This thing is grown out of control. Okay, in this country. All right, in this world. It's really in this world. Okay. And so they go over all of that, and then that's the one right there. Okay, 70% of the WNBA. Okay. That's just what it is. And as a former whatever basketball player, whatever, I used to play ball or whatever. It's not an entertaining game over there. So you're never gonna make money, and it's because they're the people that really watch and support sports are masculine men. And the last thing we want to do is see confusion out there. Okay, and I'm just being real. Okay, but the main thing, if we want to see, that's why the same reason men like strip clubs and whatever. They like to look at the woman's physique, and they like to enjoy that. But in your league, we're looking at women that are trying to become masculine. Okay, and this is the stat right here, 70%. Okay. All right. But the whole issue, really, it says, I'll read it here. Travis further alleged that this is in the article that said WNBA players' gender orientation, the study's findings. Okay. And this was I believe this is Clay Travis. Okay. All right, but riling up things. And they're trying to bring money to this league. And like I'm saying, it's not, the skill is nice at times, but it's like watching high school and college, man. I'm just not gonna lie to you. Like JV to varsity girls high school, or boys, I would even say. Lots of mental mistakes, but It does look fun. It does look entertaining, but you got to give us. What do you think the Laker girls were so big when they were brought over to the Lakers? When that was because men enjoy that element in the game. You go to the. I've been to a couple of WNBA games, and it's a lot of pretty women walking around, but a lot of masculine women walking around as well. Okay, and my point of even bringing that up is this is if you want support in your league, this is the problem. Okay, but more so, it's a problem with what the Heavenly Father thinks. Okay, because if you're out here building all this skill and building your body to this certain level, who's guiding the home? Who's thinking about their family's future? All right, and I know this is a small window, and this isn't the point of this video. It's just this is June, and they're just taking L's. Okay, you're beating up your most notable player. Okay, and if the game becomes if she's able, speaking of Caitlin Clark, she's able to overcome the brutality of the league because they're mad at her because they feel like I'm out here balling too, and you actually want her to play well. You actually want that. Okay, because it's gonna bring glory to. I hate to say glory, but bring it all to the whole league. The whole issue here, though, is this isn't sanctioned by the Heavenly Father. Okay, this is a reminder, and its failures of the things that I've shown, and I got one more, and it's detrimental. Now, whether it has anything to do with these players here or not, all right, not gonna play it. I will try to put this link in the description. But it says this here. All right, transmitted ringworm in NYC. You think that's not gonna spread? Okay. Funny. Oh, there we go. Ew. It's gonna really spread now. It's that month. And I didn't know that was there. Okay? So let me get the precepts on how the Heavenly Father doesn't accept this behavior. Like I said, I'm not gonna play it, but by what month it is, what's going on. All right? All right, I'm gonna start here and I'll explain it. Now you got to know that this is something that they dealt with in previous dynasties, and previous rulerships. Okay, the Greeks and the Romans were really into the same practices, but that was also set up to show you that that's not something that the Heavenly Father wants going on in the earth. Okay, because they fell. And even though this is the rebirth of the Roman Empire, okay, here in America and in the Western nations of the EU, it's the same thing again, the same principles, okay, from PDFs to you can't say nothing, right? I already know they're gonna get on. They're looking for things to click, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm trying to say, too bad, man. Maybe this ain't for you. Okay, but what I will say this: these people that are living outside of their natural order, okay, are gonna get judgment. All right, so this is Romans 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 15. So, as much as is in me, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. And that's, Rome was one of those cities, man. You go back to any movie that depicts ancient Rome, and you're going to see this element in there. This perverse nature in the movie. Is to depict Rome, you have to have it in there. All right, it says, for I am not ashamed of the gospel. And here's the thing, gospel means good news, right? The gospel is of the order that the Heavenly Father, through His only begotten Son, has set up in the earth. Okay, and you people are willingly going outside of that order in disobedience. Okay, it says, for it is the power of Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also the Greek. Yes, some of you that grew up in those customs, some of you are coming out of the not our natural customs as Hebrew Israelites, but you're coming into out of a world that you were of a foreign custom. Okay, but your spirit goes back to the Israelites, so you're coming out of it. Okay, and waking up. And it's funny, the Greek there is not speaking of a actual Greek. All right, it's speaking of Helen. Okay, which is somebody that grew up in the Greek customs. Okay, it says, for therein is the righteousness of Yahweh revealed from faith to faith, and you got to have faith in this thing. You got to believe. Okay, to live that righteous lifestyle is wise or accepted of the Heavenly Father. Okay, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. In a world that's utterly becoming dark, and you still live the way of light, hey, that, even though the darkness is gonna attempt to consume the light, hey, you gotta believe the Heavenly Father has you protected in this thing, because you through your faith you show that you live the right way, right? And I like reading it. Matter of fact, yeah, verse 18. For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. And what's the truth in unrighteousness? That if you live if you live against the way of the Heavenly Father, you're living in accordance with death. Period, point blank. With peril and destruction. Okay? Because that which may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them, that he has a boundary and a discipline that you should be living by. How do you know? Because he judges the others, the wicked, okay, that live adverse to his ways, okay, who hold the truth in his righteousness, because that which may be known of Yahweh is or of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. All right, how? By judgment. And every time you think of the lifestyle that comes in this month, okay, every time and look here, every time you see the lifestyle that come with it, it's always came with something negative. AIDS in the 80s, fear, okay, syphilis, all kinds of different things that just always came with this, you know. Wow, gotta be a little slick when you say things. A number times a number, times the same number, times itself, type of thing. Okay. All right, and I'm just being slick with it, but you got to be nowadays, because they're gonna go and read all. They're gonna go back and do everything. They're gonna go and sift everything that anyone has ever said, and they're gonna get you. Okay. Not that I'm afraid of it. I believe in the Heavenly Father, but to keep this video up, that others may be edified. So let me get back to it. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. We know man and woman together, something times the opposite, okay, multiplies. And I'm saying it this way. Please understand what I'm saying. You know that's a fruitful equation to multiply, but it times itself cancels itself out. I don't even know what kind of math that is, right? I'm just saying it in this way, okay? It says, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because you can see that what worked in the earth in ancient worlds and what didn't. All right, now let me jump. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back to this. Okay, Jude 1, I start with 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, remembering that past way, that the old way was right. Okay, and this new way, which is no way, was never right, and it never stood the test of time. All right, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, speaking of the Israelites, ancient Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. In the wilderness, that believed and went on to idols, he took them out, right? After the angels, which kept not their first estate, when they start getting into it with the daughters of men, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chains these terrible weak bodies, instead of the godly bodies we once had, chains under darkness, unto the judgment of the great day, which we're all coming to that great day. Okay, the second death. The first death was the Noah flood. The second death will be with fire. Okay, and that's where that rainbow came from the first death. It was a warning then. Okay, and then the promise or a covenant that he wouldn't destroy the earth like that again. But the people have gotten wicked to a point that he has to destroy the earth again, but he's going to do a vast amount of the people on it with fire. Okay? It says, even the, and look, this is why this is so great, the judgment of the great day, the day of the Lord's wrath, the greatest judgment ever to be had. World War III is synonymous with this time. It'll be happening at the same time. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, the MOTB, the C-hip. Okay, these things will be all in this same time. Okay, and the salvation of the true children of God will be in this same time. Okay, as well as the Edomites taken out of power completely. All right, it says even and when the kingdom of heaven begins. Right, it says even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner that did the same customs and practices, right, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Okay, so when it was hit, it was just brimstone over there. Okay, and that pillar of Lot's wife to remember. Okay, and that's a real thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Look, Lot's wife, pillar of salt today. Look, this is real. Okay? This is a real thing. Okay? Okay? So, and it's this one on the left, by the way. It's this one here. All right? All right? And that land has never been inhabited again. It's all become like a sulfur, a land of sulfur, which of what America's going to become. Okay, and that's why I read what I read, because it was an example of the people that lived that way. What would happen, right? Speaking of that, in Jude, this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days. Those were the real Israelites, the righteous people. Okay, they weren't the Israelites then, they were the sons of God then. Okay, and they were in more of a godly state than these weak bodies that we're in now, right? And also after that, the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bear children, weakening the flesh of the sons of God, right? The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. They had a higher fame in the earth, okay? You get caught up with the New York Giants or the San Francisco Giants or whatever. You're thinking Giants got to be people that are 12 feet tall or whatever. You're thinking 8 feet tall or whatever. No, we're speaking of people that have a giant reputation. Okay, versus the sons of the wicked and the sons of men. Okay, the sons of God were above them. Okay, they were greater. They lived a separate way. Okay, and as time, and just to be quick about it, as time got divided down through the lineage, okay, which is also in Genesis, breaking it all down for you, through the lineage, okay, starting with Seth, all the way down, okay, until you get to Abraham, all right, and then it breaks down Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, from there, those became the Israelites. Okay, and there's lots of lessons on that if you don't have that understanding. The Elder Yashawama goes into it quite often, you know, and it's a very edifying lesson. Right? It says, and saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Okay, and it repented the Lord Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. Okay? And I say that to show you that this is the Noah flood. But watch this. Okay, 2nd Esdras 15. Now, I'm not going to read through the first few verses, but it basically saying that this is a prophecy, right? And those that believe and those that don't believe. Anyway, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, because they don't believe. Nor do they live by the way that they have faith in believing, right? It says, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plague upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Okay, so this has happened again in the earth, and people are out of control and wicked. Okay, so the Heavenly Father has to judge it. He's not going to hold his tongue, and he has his prophets out there, as he does, prophesying to you people, man. Okay, we know Noah was out there prophesying as he was building the ark. What do you think the prophets are doing today, or should be doing today? Okay, and you can look at by who's actually building something, okay, what they're actually doing. They're actually prophesying out to the people. And what are we building? We're not literally with hammer and nails and wood. Okay, we're building spiritually the temple of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the third temple, which is like an ark, which the physical ark will be the chariots. All right, I'm not going too deep into that, but look, it's showing you here the whole timeline. Okay, it's showing you that this is a new prophecy. Okay, this isn't the ancient one. Okay, this is something that's coming in the time that we're living in now. Okay, back in verse 8 it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Okay, and I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And we know, going back to Genesis, that the Noah flood happened before the plagues of Egypt. Okay, so this is something new. All right, and that's the point of that. So this is showing you in this time they're still living that ungodly way, right? Back in Romans 1, it says, for the invisible things of him clearly from the creation of the world are clearly seen. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. You know, the ancient things were the ways that worked. We only made it this far from thousands of years ago of the creation to now, because we followed a general path of basic wisdom. Okay? It says, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God. And the sons of God, all the way down to the Israelites, it was always that righteous seed that continued in the earth, that righteous lineage that continued in the earth, that preserved the right way from the heaven, that was that living example from the Heavenly Father. And you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans today, you're supposed to be that living example unto the rest of the people, unto the rest of the world. Okay, but we're deep in it. We know how many Jakes are in you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Natives that are in the WNBA as an example. Okay, 70%. That's a ridiculous stat. All right. And when you're at the games, you can feel that energy. Okay, it's a heavy masculine energy and demon in the place. Sounds great at a sporting event. Okay, and I'm just gonna be real. I wasn't. I mean, well, the first game I was in shape. I was in college or whatever, and I was like, man, I could dominate these people. Like I could score 30 tonight, right now. Check me in, I'm gonna score 30 tonight. In limited minutes and whatever else. That's what it feels like, and it's not a knock on anyone's game, because there's women that actually have real basketball game that play within the bounds of the rules, and that play well, regardless of their masculine or feminine energy, that can actually do it. So that's not to be knocked. And I've seen the feminine be able to do it as well. Okay, but this is something in the whole vibration and the energy that's being pushed in the earth. Okay, being pushed in the earth for a reason. It's part of the image, and it's part of a depopulation process. Okay. Now, I'm tapping into a lot of different layers, but just showing you that the Heavenly Father ain't with this agenda, man. That He's showing you every sign of what He's doing and what He's going to accomplish in the earth. And His prophets are here to tell you about it. Back in Romans 1, it says, because that, in 21, because that when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. They start to believe their own hype. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. You know what? I got a new way to live in the earth. Let me try some new shit. Let me try the wrong way. We clearly know what the right way is, but let's try the wrong way. Let's go all the way down and see how that works out. Okay? And change the glory of the uncorruptible power, God, Yahweh, into an image made like to corruptible man. Okay, trying to put your mind into a Godhead, into a mind much higher than ours. Okay, and try to be like, well, and try to reason like the Heavenly Father would really be with some of these backward and perverse things. Okay, and to birds and to four-footed beasts and to creeping things. 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to their uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Let me grab something. Okay? And you got to know, man, that he allowed you to walk down that path, man. He allowed the people to see where this is. Oh, you don't believe that my way is right? Well, let's walk down the path. I set up Sodom and Gomorrah. I showed you certain things in the earth that were happening at the time that I wasn't with, and then you saw what I did to it. You saw where that ended up. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 10, and I'm going to start at 11. Now these things happen unto them for examples, that they are written for our admonition.
According to vocabulary.com, an admonition is advice with a hint of scolding, a warning not to do something. When you're cautioned or warned about some mistake you might be just about to make, or some looming danger, you're receiving an admonition.
Okay, and that's what we've been telling you. And you're in your month, and you're completely in your pride. Okay, you wear it as a badge of honor, which is a smoke and a scold in the nose and in the face of the Heavenly Father who created you. Okay, and a lot of you want to play the what's the word? The atheist and the other one, agnostic. The atheist and agnostic way. That's why you put this type of thinking from Romans 1 into your minds, making the Heavenly Father. We can't know it, so we only know what we can know down here, and He didn't set up the right. No, the past set up the right way. Okay, and it says right here, and now these things happen unto them for examples. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 11. They are written for our admonition, our scold or warning about something that's going on, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Okay, because that judgment time is now coming. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Okay, there has had no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. So you had a reason to not choose this way. You had an out. And the easiest out, the beginning of wisdom, is the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, but will with the temptation make a way to escape it, that you are able to bear it. And that's, a lot of you haven't done that. You haven't taken the fear of the Heavenly Father to fight off the temptation of going in a perverse way. Okay? All right, now we're in James 1 and 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for he that is tried. For when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life. Meaning you get tried, but you stick to the righteous way. Because of the fear of the Heavenly Father, not because your mind thinks, oh, you know what, I think I've invented a new way to Everybody want to have a new way to invent the wheel, to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is round already, man. It's the right way. Okay? Everybody knows what procreates on the earth. Okay? Which the Lord Yahweh have promised to them that love him. No man saith when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh or of God, for God cannot tempt with evil, neither tempteth any man, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Okay? Something in your own mind. This is just did a lesson on this about where the temptation comes from. Okay, that evil thought enters you, and that's not the Heavenly Father putting it there, but it is the Heavenly Father that would allow it to be put there so you can be tried. Okay, to see who's who, to see who's of what stock. Okay, if you're of the elect, you're not gonna choose that way. Okay, you're gonna have the wisdom and fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to make the right choices as He set them up. Right? It says, then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Okay? And that's how it plays out. And that's what the Heavenly Father is allowing you to see, that this is the judgment coming. And now there's ringworms in the community. The WNBA is trying to make something, and it's just not going to work out. Certain Peru says it's a mental illness. Okay? And the healing will only come from the scriptures, because you Peruvians, you're Israelites. All right? And this thing, you got to see this thing as a bigger picture. For the elect, you will see it as that bigger picture. All right? The rest of you, the judgment has to be shown to everyone else in the world to know that the Heavenly Father steadeth on business, man. Okay? Back in Romans 1:22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God to an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and to creeping things. You humanized God because you wanted the belief in God and the fear in God to not move you to things that God intended. You want to be able to do what you wanted to do. You was enticed of your own selves, and there's a judgment that comes with this. Okay, who changed the truth. This is down in 24. I'm sorry. Wherefore God, I read it up again. It says, wherefore God have also gave them up to their uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, their own minds, trying to make it God believe, or the belief of God like unto your own personal belief. Okay, showing you. Look. What do we have? We got T.D. Jakes out there, man, showing you. As an example, showing you. Okay, and he's just one of many. We know what happened to Eddie Long and what he was accused of also. Okay, things that aren't supposed to be a man of God, but not living the right way as a man of God. Okay, and these are our own people. These are Israelites. All right, it says, through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Right. Times itself, right? Who changed the truth of God into a lie. The truth is, negative times a positive creates, so to speak. I'm just using that, anyality type code, right? It says, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator. Yeah, because you're doing it for the pleasure of the creature. Thinking the creature knows pleasure better than the Heavenly Father who created it. Okay? Who is blessed forever, amen. For this cause I gave them up to their vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use, that which is against nature. Got our people going against nature with this shit, man. All right? And there's a judgment that has to come. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meet, which was just, which was right. Okay. Even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over, right? He didn't tempt you to do it. He allowed your own mind to do it. And he just let it happen. All right, you want to see what it's about? Go and get tempted. Okay? Over to a reprobate mind.
Here's the definition of reprobate: an unprincipled person, often used humorously or affectionately.
An unprincipled person. What are the principles? The law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. Those are the standard of the principles. And it's not humorous. Okay? A sinner who is not of the elect and is predestinated to damnation. Wow. How clear was that? That's pretty good. Unprincipled. Okay? Predestined to damnation because of the works that you're going to be done. You're subject to not having the protection of the elect. Okay? You don't have the exemption of the elect. Okay? So therefore you're condemned. Express or feeling disapproval of. All right? That's the gist of it. It's always good to go back into these words and see what they really mean, right? So you have a predestined to bad actions and judgment without the protection of the Heavenly Father, okay, to be condemned, to do those things which are not convenient. And it goes into other things that happen, but let's go down to the 32nd verse. Who, knowing the judgment of the Heavenly Father ends in fire and brimstone, they which commit such things are worthy of death. In the same way as that example of Sodom and Gomorrah, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. It's not just for your own personal lifestyle. It's you like to multiply that wicked lifestyle for others to have it. Okay? Or even for you people that, okay, I'm not really into that, but it don't bother me. It should bother you. You, Jake, should be bothered when you see this. That doesn't mean you just disfigure your face and you're just mad and you run over to cut that shit up. Nothing you can do in this society, but it should bother your spirit on the inside, as it did Lot. All right, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4 says, For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness. This is during the Noah time, when the sons of God came down and became into these chains of darkness, from going into the daughters of men and taking on their philosophies of the world, the unprincipled way of life, okay, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Now we got to go through the judgment, because when we had our closest state to the Heavenly Father, before the whole Eve debacle and all of that, we didn't have to get judged that same way. Okay, Eve and the serpent. That's why these last days, as I stated earlier, the things that are synonymous with it also is the serpent, Satan, that coming back to the table as a major situation in the earth. Okay, his rulership and I shouldn't say his rulership, but his influence is heavy in the earth again, as it was heavily influenceable in the time where Eve, was influenced by him, and then Eve passed it down to Adam, and we went through this whole lifetime of figuring, multiple lifetimes figuring out these things that we're in, coming down to the final judgment now. But the serpent is still pushing that wicked way. You got to know that the fruit of good, of the knowledge of good and evil, the knowledge of evil in this month, in this pride was there. Okay, that information was there. We didn't live that way previously. All right, and that's why 2 Peter says, For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, okay, to the grave, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, showing he told people the right way. Noah was out there also telling people the right way. He was preaching righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. All right, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Okay, another example. It was set as an example, and people ignore the example today. They're captivated by the lifestyle. Well, we that believe, man, that's of the hopeful elect, we have to, how do I say it? We have to be, as it's going to say, it vexes us, it agitates us, okay? To see it and to be around it, okay? But we know that there's a judgment to come, so we shouldn't be all bent out of shape. As long as we know that, hey, we're not with that on any level. But I'm not bothered by it the same way. I have a judgment that if it was my way, what would happen? I'm not going to execute that judgment. The vengeance is for the Heavenly Father. And this day is to be set to come. That's why you got to believe the whole gospel, the whole prophecy, okay, of the end. And who gets judged. And stay away from that, as it said in the second edge of the 9th chapter, real quick. 9 and 13, yeah. And therefore be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Okay, so we should be concerned about the things that please the Heavenly Father, not the things that we know that displease the Heavenly Father and how they're going to get judged. We should just be seeking our minds wholeheartedly into pleasing Him. Okay, whose the world is and for whom the world is created, right? Real quick, 2nd Esdras 2 now. Verse 8, woe be unto thee, Assur, right? Thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee. O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? And that's what he's showing you. Hey, be warned by this, man. Okay, he's giving all the clues. He's giving pestilences out to you. He's giving destruction and other cities that have been destroyed forever because of it. Okay? It doesn't fit his fruitful and multiply covenant he made in the earth. Okay? Whose land lieth in clots of pitch and heaps of ashes, even so also will I do unto them that hear me not, saith the Almighty. Okay? So keep living that way, man. All right? Back to 2 Peter 2 and 6 again. It says, and turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, righteous Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation or the filthy conduct, right, of the wicked. The word there also is anastrophe, right? For that righteous man dwelling among them in seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. Okay? And that's how you should be in this, but you should also, when it's time to escape, get up out of there. All right? It said, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations. He made it a way to escape. You people keep getting caught up in these traps, man. Okay, but the righteous, they're gonna continue to find that way out, that puzzle out. What's that, like a maze? It's a maze in this world, man. You get agitated that these corners and these dark ways keep trying to surround you, but you still follow that light at the end of the tunnel, man. Keeping your eyes single for righteousness' sake, man, for the fear of the Heavenly Father. Okay, towards salvation. Right? It says, and reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. And that's what we know that's coming. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lusts of uncleanness and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Okay? And this just shows you, man, how this comes out. We're going to be shunned for believing the right things of the Heavenly Father. Okay? And this comes with the territory. We signed up for this. All right? But where better to be but on the side of the Almighty power, okay? The Creator. What better team to be on? And it's not like I'm jumping team. This is the team we're supposed to be on. This is who we are. All right? So showing you that this is the month of L's, man. Okay? Taking L's in this life, and at the end of this age, this will be rooted out of the earth, man. So with that, Lord willing, is edifying, giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Until the next one, Shalom.